Hello, this is Jason Demars from Present Truth Ministries, and this is our update for the week of July 28th, 2014. And we don't have any updates regarding Brother Benham or the other ministers in prison this week. Just ask that you remember them in prayer, and would you please film a short clip of yourself saying "Free Pastor Benham" and send that over to us. It would be greatly appreciated if you did that. Use your voice to speak out for him, and remember him continually in prayer. Remember his family as well in prayer. Also want to comment about what's going on in the Middle East, in Syria and Iraq right now. There is a Holocaust against Christians going on with ISIS. This is not being publicly covered in the news, but there's also the mistreatment of women taking place. They're gathering women to be the temporary wives of these jihad fighters. This is something in the Islamic religion that is allowed, and that was practiced by early Muslims as they would travel. They would bring a temporary wife and misuse them and abuse them, and then move on to another place wherever they were fighting. And so they were calling and gathering women together for this purpose. They're also forcing women to do what's called FGM. If you're not familiar with that, you can look that up on the internet. It's called female genital mutilation. They try to call it female circumcision, but it's just mutilation, and it's a disgusting and terrible thing that these women are forced to do. This is not receiving any media attention. Neither is the fact that they're killing hundreds of Christians on a daily basis. If they refuse to turn to Islam or pay some sort of tax, they are forced to. They're killed. They're beheaded. Would you please pray for the Assyrian Christians across these two different countries? They're suffering terribly. Many people are out in the desert, dying, suffering, and the international community is absolutely silent about it. Pray for the missions work going on in the Middle East. Pray that God would reach and touch hearts. We just had an experience with ourselves here with someone from a Muslim background, just in my area here in Minneapolis area. They came across our website and got in touch with us and had some questions, and were able to speak to them about the original sin and the history of redemption, and why blood had to be shed and an innocent one had to die. So there's a lot of hungry people, and we need to be there to be able to answer their questions, and we need to let them know that we're here to answer their questions. We need to have the enough knowledge about Islam and about the Bible itself that we can answer them questions. So would you pray with me? How we have the nations are surrounding us here in the West, and we have a chance to reach them. Would you pray about reaching them? In the Middle East, Brother Hamid had a missions trip recently, and he baptized a few people in a city. That particular church is starting to grow. Pray for them. I won't mention the name of the city, but remember them in prayer, that God would help them to grow in faith, and pray that the Lord would send forth laborers into his harvest. There's such a lack of pastors that are there to be able to feed the people. Pray for that as well. This was our update for the week of July 28th, 2014. God richly bless you.